We need to do a little bit of an update on what's going on with ICE and the Department of Homeland Security when it comes to harassing American citizens and deporting people. We've got a couple of stories here. I've got this one right here. Couple alleged racial profiling in Border Patrol stop they recorded on a video. George and Esmerella Dolez are U.S. citizens who live in Brawley and were heading to a dental appointment in North County on Wednesday. And there's a little video here. Let's take a look.
Near Jacumba is raising some questions. Border Patrol has not yet responded, but the couple detained says they think there was no reason to stop them at all. NBC7's Shelby Bremer has the story.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
That's George Doylis. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're an American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
Who does that? Criminals do that. Robbers and thieves do that.
So she started to record.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you did U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents,
Just listen to that right there. You did a U-turn and there's a known illegal in the area. Not a known criminal, a known terrorist. I mean, the way that they're referring to these people as if they are criminals. They're already criminals. A known illegal in the area. Look, it's all bullshit. It was just bullshit so they could pull this guy over because they're looking for brown people. They're profiling Mexicans, Americans, and anybody that has a Latin accent. That is who they're going after. You heard Tom Homan a couple of weeks ago say, you know, we're taking a lot of things into consideration, you know, about where you work, you know, what language that you speak, you know, how you look. I mean, they are racial profiling. It's essentially just stop and frisk all over again. Show me your papers. Very German, is it?
where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No.
It's a poor decision for you as an American to be driving around in an area where we think that you should not be, even though it's a free country and you're freely allowed to go to a campground. You know, maybe you shouldn't have been out in the middle of nowhere. No, you're not in the middle of nowhere. You're in America as an American citizen looking for a campsite. That's not the middle of nowhere, asshole.
We have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
You do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
Why are we not allowed?
Why do you have a right and authority to stop them? I mean, we all know the answers because Donald Trump, DHS, and ICE have now basically just wiped their ass with the fucking Constitution, and we can do whatever the hell we want to, thanks to the dear leader giving us all of these unencumbered powers. We have every right to stop you. Every right. Even though you're an American citizen. This guy obviously proved that he was an American citizen, which is why he probably took off his mask and now he's having a conversation with him, as opposed to, you know, breaking the glass and yanking him and his family out of the car and putting him in fucking tie cuffs.
To be here because we're not white. Our skin doesn't match.
The couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion. So
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but...
you want to go ahead and let you off?
Oh, we're going to let you off with a warning, you know, and we have every right to do this. And, you know, I mean, we're just magnanimously, you know, being kind here. We're going to let you go after we completely fucked your day, fucked your... you know, the ideas that you had in your head about having freedom in America as an American citizen. We're just going to, you know, let's let bygones be bygones, even though I'm the one that did the offense to you. by profiling you and stopping and frisking you and then searching your car and making you feel like a fucking criminal. Let's let bygones be bygones.
With a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown, do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
They were going.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and berate this guy, even though at the same time, he said he was going to do this. I know he said he was going to go after the criminals, but how did you think this was going to play out, man? Really? After watching him lead this country for 4 years and ending in a disaster with COVID and all of the shit, the racist ass shit, coming down the golden escalator at the very beginning, you know, talking about Mexicans are sending rapists and murderers, and I assume some of them are good people. After you watch that, how did you vote for him in 2020? How did you vote for him in 2024? I know you regret your vote now because it personally hits you. And that's the thing about most Republican people. They don't really give a shit about anything that the government does until it actually lands on their front door. And here it is, landing on your front door, making you feel like a criminal, even though you are an American citizen and you have every right to be driving around looking for a campsite, even though you know that this is how it was going to play out. Now you feel regret. I'm glad you feel regret. I'm glad you feel angry about this. I'm glad that you're coming around to this. But at the same time, man, god damn. I know us libtards, man, we're just, you know, we've been saying this bullshit all the time, but you know, we've got Trump derangement syndrome, so there's no reason to listen to us when we warned you that this was going to happen. And here it is happening to you. Anyway.
To the dentist because George was injured in an accident that destroyed his jaw and nearly took his life. Esmeralda says the thought crossed her mind she could have almost lost him again.
We were sitting right here. I didn't know what to think.
They were once thinking about moving here.
I don't want to come back after this. No, we already got harassed once. Why do I want to come back and get harassed again?
Yeah, that is a damn good question. Here, this is another one for you. The irony of this is just, it's mind-boggling. Who's this? The Guardian. Yeah. Trump Burger Owner, that's the name of the restaurant. He's got several of them. Trump Burger. And it is basically a burger joint adorned in Donald Trump paraphernalia everywhere. This guy, his name is Roland Beanie from Lebanon. He faces deportation after ICE arrest. He opened a chain of restaurants in support of the president. The owner of the Donald Trump-themed hamburger restaurant chain in Texas is facing deportation after immigration authorities under the command of the president detained him. Roland Beanie, 28-year-old Lebanese guy, entered the U.S. as a non-immigrant visitor from Lebanon in 2019 and was supposed to have left the country by the 12th of February of 2024, the Immigration and Custom Enforcement ICE spokesperson told The Guardian. Citing the Department of Homeland Security's Texas's Fayette County Record newspaper reported that Beanie applied for legal status after purportedly wedding a woman, but the agency maintained that there is no proof that he ever lived with her during the alleged marriage. In the grand scheme of things, that's not very odd at all. That people are married and don't live together, but, you know, that's just a little side point. I said its officers arrested Beanie on the 16th of May, 5 years after he launched the first of multiple burger locations. You know, going after those immigrant criminals, they're everywhere. But, you know, we're not about the people that came here the right way and are good businessmen and entrepreneurs and are looking for the American dream. This guy is doing the American dream. He's literally doing it. I don't know any of my American friends that have a chain of burger restaurants. This guy's got a fucking chain of burger restaurants. He's an entrepreneur. He's living the American dream. All the things that the Republicans fucking love. They love this shit. And this guy, you know, this Lebanese man who is open up a chain of burger restaurants in praise of his favorite president is now backfiring on him. Under the current administration, ICE is committed to restoring integrity to our immigration system by holding all individuals accountable who illegally enter the country or overstay the term of their admission. The agency told you, well, look, we're following the law, okay? You know, not a case-by-case basis. I mean, look, your name came up on our list. We snatch you up off the street, and we deport you. In the remarks to the Houston Chronicle, Beanie denied ICE's charges against him, saying 90% of the shit that they're saying is not true. Okay, well, so what's the other 10%? That's not a really good defense of yourself. 90% of what they're saying is bullshit, but 10% of it, yeah, that's probably true. Okay, man. Yeah. Don't ever become a lawyer. Don't ever defend yourself in a courtroom. He is tentatively scheduled for a hearing on immigration on November 18th. Trump Burger gained national attention after Beanie opened up the original location in Belleville, Texas in 2020. The same year, Trump lost his bid for the second presidential term to Joe Biden. Replete with memorabilia paying reverence to Trump, as well as politically satirical menu items targeting his enemies. Boy, this really backfired on you, dog. It really did. Let's see. Trump won a second presidency in January. The administration summarily began delivering on promises to pursue mass deportation of immigrants. Political supporters of Trump in the U.S. without papers, at least in many cases, have not been spared. One case which generated considerable news headlines was that of a Canadian national who supported Trump's plans for mass deportation of immigrants, only for federal authorities to detain her in California while she interviewed for permanent U.S. residency. That's the thing. They are not going after the criminals. They are literally picking up the easiest ones to pick up. You know, the ones that are actually doing it the quote unquote right way, showing up for their court hearings. The judge dismisses the case, and as soon as they walk out the courtroom, ICE arrests them. So they're not having to sweat too hard hunting down hardened criminals when they have easy pickings at the courthouse. In another instance, ICE reportedly detained a Christian Armenian-Iranian woman who lost her legal permanent U.S. residency or green card after a 2008 burglary conviction and incarcerated her in a federal detention facility in California despite her vocal support of Trump. Benny's detention by ICE is not his only legal plight. According to the Houston Chronicle, he sued the landlord of a Trump burger location in Kemah, Texas, whom Beanie claimed forcibly removed staff and took over the restaurant. The landlord responded with his own lawsuit accusing Beanie of unpaid debts and renamed the Kemah restaurant's MAGA Burger. In 2022, Beanie told the Houston Chronicle he endured threats to have Trump Burger burned down when the first one opened its doors, but the brand has since gained a loyal following, and a portion of its profits were set aside to aid Trump's fundraising. God damn, as if he does not have enough money. You are setting aside some of your profits to give to a billionaire who is bilking the entirety of the nation, including you. I mean, for God's sakes, this is like a mega church. This cult of MAGA is very much like, you know, these mega church pastors who arrive at church in Rolls Royces and they fly private jets, but yet these people constantly throw money at them because they are told from the pulpit that God wants you to tithe and give your money. And here are these Trump supporters buying his Bitcoin, buying his cheap gold shoes, buying the Trump Bibles and the Trump watches that don't even have a T on it. It just says rump on it. They are willing to throw good money after bad at a billionaire who does not care about them. He just wants to make profit. And it does not matter if you open up a Trump-themed restaurant or you voted for Trump or you're a big Trump supporter, you got Trump signs in your front lawn. He does not care. If you are brown, you are going down. I mean, I saw the South Park episode recently of, them making fun of, DHS and Kristi Noem and her face falling off and all that stuff. And Kristi Noem was really upset about it. He's like, they're always picking on us, for our looks and things. It's like, honey, they were using that as like a little joke, but for the most part, they were making fun of you because you're a fascist who shot your fucking dog. And now you are going after brown people, no matter where they are and what their legal status is, to deport them to, either in-country concentration camps or to fucking El Salvador or the South Sudan or whatever country you can bribe to build a prison where you can send our unwanted people, our unwashed masses, our useless eaters, as what the Nazis used to call them, and send them there. So when people were making fun of you, it wasn't just about your looks, which, by the way, you pride yourself on. It's fucking conservative porn. All the conservative guys are going, oh man, that Kristi Noem, she's fucking hot. She's pumped full of fucking Botox and filler. But who gives a shit? She's an evil woman with a fascist bent who is doing everything she can to affect Donald Trump's change of evicting every brown person they can find out of this goddamn country. And these Trump supporters are not going to be immune from it. I remember I did a story a few months ago on a white man, I think he was from Holland, who has been in this country for like 15 years. He's married. He's got 4 beautiful daughters. He's a Republican and a Trump supporter. I think he's got a contracting business or something to that effect. And, he's a proper upstanding, living the dream, the American dream, but he's got a green card or, some variation thereof, but he missed some paperwork like 8 years ago. ICE found out about it and fucking deported his ass. If you are a supporter of Donald Trump and you don't have your paperwork in order, your name is on the list. They're coming after you too. Doesn't matter how many Trump signs you have, how many times you wave the Trump flag and you scream his name from the rooftops. They will get you too. You will not be immune. Anyway, it's not that I don't feel bad for these people. I do feel bad for these people. They're suckers. They bought into the propaganda and now they're paying the price. I still feel empathy for them because now they're going to have to deal with this harrowing future of, whether or not they're going to get kicked out, whether or not they're going to be detained, how long indefinitely, who knows? But they're going to be suffering for a while because of their decision to vote for a fascist who doesn't care about them. It's heartbreaking, man. It's fucking heartbreaking. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.